Chat, here we go once again with a one-show match. This time, Nwpo versus Kiileerrz. Right now, I think on the Feer channel, our favorite player to watch is probably Nwpo. But Kiileerrz, Rawas, the entirety of the young Middle East crew are always super exciting, and Kiileerrz proving that as he tries a double flip reset right here at the start of the match. Nwpo's going to get the save and be able to counter it. Kiileerrz has had his last two show matches on stream were actually as part of the Swamp, where he knocked out TRK and then unfortunately got handled very easily by Moxie. But that win over TRK, an impressive one, shows that he's capable of really no limits here in 1v1, despite maybe not playing as often as his twin brother Rawas. You guys likely know Rawas, who is one of the best, maybe even number 2, you could probably argue, in the Middle East right now, behind TRK. We could get into that and talk about it for hours, I'm sure. But definitely in the conversation as one of the best 1v1ers in the Middle East. But his twin brother can do it as well, just maybe a little bit less practiced. Nwpo trying to score quickly. I actually was looking for a 2v2 match between these two because I was watching Razir's stream earlier and saw that these two guys were queued up together in twos. And so I wanted to see them play as a team against a 2v2 team, but I couldn't find another team for them to play against. So after waiting a few hours, decided let's just have them play against each other. Why not? And now Kiileerrz going up 2-1 in a nice 1 versus 1. Now both of them have traded goals, getting a little bit greedy in the air. I don't think we're going to see either one of these guys hold any punches in terms of aerial attack. Rawas, known for his grounded play in ones and his, cutting dribbles and his great defensive work in net. Kiileerrz is not the same way. He has always played his ones very high flying. Likes to play closer to Nwpo's style. I don't think it's really fair to say anybody plays quite as crazy as Nwpo has in his emergence on the one scene. But definitely a more aerial focused player. And it's not that Rawas can't do it, because as soon as I've seen Rawas play any other game modes, you kind of discover all the mechanics that he's, has in his bag that he just really elects not to use in ones. Nice bump from Nwpo. Able to seal the boost and launch Kiileerrz to the end of the world. Kiileerrz, another wall to air dribble, and he's able to just tap it past the pre-jump from Nwpo. Nwpo does love challenging early, but he couldn't pre-jump as early as he probably would have liked to, because off the kickoff, that is the best position to get those air dribbles from the side wall. You see tons of players able to farm a great conversion rate on dribbles from that position. You'll see dribbles out in like midfield play on occasion, and I want to say those actually have a pretty decently low conversion percentage, just because when the defense is able to set up, it's really hard to outplay them. But shortly off the kickoff, when the other player is recovering from the midfield, they have to grab that corner boost, and then they're going to be getting up pretty late. It is much, much easier to outplay them and score over the top. Kiileerrz up 4-3 right now. Both these players electing to stay at the midfield to try and push the ball past each other. But Kiileerrz maybe would have been better off leaving the play, because Nwpo had a good amount of boost and a direct run-up into the ball. He got to use every last bit of his boost to gain momentum into the 50, whereas you could see Kiileerrz was trying to wrap around the ball just to barely position himself in the correct spot. It's going to be really, really hard to kill that challenge into a position he can follow up. Nwpo resetting on boost here at the midfield. The back corner didn't spawn when Kiileerrz wanted it to. He would have liked to swing through this corner and grab it, but instead it spawns shortly after he leaves, and he has to come back to pick it up. And this is another one of those situations. It's hard to move out to the corner and still make a good save on net. Would he have been better off not even picking up the 100 and just staying in the direct line? I'm not sure. But either way, his lead has disappeared. Nwpo, really interesting kickoff. I didn't see what he did on his side, but maybe trying to get way too goal side to the point where he didn't even touch the ball. Kiileerrz is going to convert off of that kickoff mistake. You know, you might not put this one down as a kickoff goal, but ultimately, Kiileerrz was handed a free possession and never gave it up until eventually scoring, and that is something that happens a lot in ones. I'd really be interested to see the kind of stats you could get from games like this. And the problem is that they're probably a bit hard to do pragmatically. Possession in ones is not necessarily something that directly correlates to the ball position on the field, but it'd be interesting to know how often a ones player scores off of the immediate possession they earn off kickoff, because while those aren't always credited as kickoff goals, they really should be. You know, a good portion of it is credited to the fact that they got a possession and the other player never did. Nwpo losing control of this dribble, forced off the ball. Both these guys have more than enough boost to make whatever play they need to. Kiileerrz going to flick a quick dribble out to the midfield past Nwpo. A little bit too hard as he cuts off his own angles in the corner and makes that next challenge for Nwpo very easy. Long shot. Can he catch Kiileerrz coming up midfield? He can't. He thought Kiileerrz was going to try and close the distance and meet him at the midfield to put pressure on. Thought maybe you could surprise him with a power shot over the top. Oh no! A mistake from Kiileerrz. It was slightly awkward as he turned around in net, but certainly he was going to be able to save this. Nwpo put it right behind him, and Kiileerrz thought he was just going to be carrying it outside the post to start a dribble. But instead, he got a soft touch. A minute left to go. Nwpo with the lead, making a 2-goal lead. And a 2-goal lead is definitely, you know, relevant with the amount of time left. Nwpo can definitely start to bait Kiileerrz in, force him to play probably more aggressive than he would like to. You can usually convert that into an even bigger lead. Nwpo's going to fake the kickoff. He does not want Kiileerrz right back in it on an immediate kickoff goal. When I say fake, I really shouldn't say fake. He didn't go to the kickoff at all. He was not trying to trick Kiileerrz. He just went right back to the corner. And it's impossible to get that read right away. You know, always that other player is going to use at least a little bit of boost as the kickoff starts. And it's really all about how much can they save and how quickly can they recognize and hold on to possession. Nwpo's going to score an eighth. But even if Kiileerrz does recognize on that diagonal that he's going to fake it, and then maybe he takes it back the sidewall or back to his own corner for possession, that's going to take a really long time. And that's what Nwpo's banking on. With not a ton of time left in the game, he wants, even if Kiileerrz outplays him to his best of his ability, it's going to take him a long time to eventually get that shot. And that was a great 50 by Kiileerrz, getting wheels on the ball. Just not letting this ball go anywhere else but towards the net. 16 seconds left to go. I wonder if we'll see another fake kickoff. No, Nwpo is going to come to this kickoff. He wins it, so he's definitely rewarded. Pressuring while on 0 boost could very likely get him scored on here. Yeah, it's going to be really tough to make this save. I'm not sure why he was playing as aggressive as he was. He eventually decided he needed to leave the play, but far too late, and it made Kiileerrz's job really easy to bring himself within 1. Now with 4 seconds left to go, will Nwpo mess up this kickoff? It seems like he did. Kiileerrz, no! So close. He throws the "This is Rocket League" in chat. Almost had the tying goal, but game number 1 will go to Nwpo. Man, look at his ping. 116 ping. He gets the worst ping of any Middle Eastern player on EU. That's crazy. It's crazy that he's basically KV1ing it out here. You know, I feel like KV1 gets talked about a lot for playing on 140, but Nwpo is basically doing that at like all times. Game number 2. Yeah, we were just talking about their ping. Bolting asks, are Middle East servers awful? I know if you've watched these guys a lot, you've probably heard it already, but they want to play on EU servers. Every time I've ever had 2 Middle Eastern players, and what a shot from Nwpo. What a way to start game number 2. The nice air dribble off the side wall, or not even the air dribble, he just immediately gets the next touch with a reset. Oh, he means Middle East. Oh yeah, we can go to Middle East if you want. Look, He's about to make me look stupid. Every time I've asked them, they've always said EU. So I did decide not to ask him this time. Because it's like, how many times do you got to ask somebody the same question before you just stop bugging them? Literally every time I've ever asked 2 Middle East players if they want to play in Middle East or EU, they've said EU. I want to say I've even created a game once in a Middle East server, and then they've said, whoa, can we go to EU? So they must be pretty bad. Oh, do you want to play Middle East? Yeah, capital ME. Thank you, Ray. You're right. You were right. I was dumb. But because it didn't go capital. Like I said, Nwpo's never complained about it. Just like KV1, you know, on a million ping when he plays on US East, he never brings it up as something that's affecting him during the game. And here does Nwpo. He won the last one on 120. At the very least, we could get him a different EU server because there are ones that are better than this one. Kiileerrz going to be handed a free goal. I can always recreate the match, but I don't think Nwpo has any interest in switching. Nwpo. Another pop into a reset. I was going to say a dribble, but he wasn't really dribbling. The very first touch he gets is the reset. And then he uses it to push the ball forward. Interesting decision here to go for a low, straight on net air dribble. Seems like a position that should be really easy for Kiileerrz to cover. Maybe Nwpo had something in mind that just didn't work out. Going to take to the air once again. 34 boost to work with. Should be more than enough, and it is. The 50 for Nwpo as he slams it underneath Kiileerrz. Kiileerrz challenging just far too high. It's really awkward for him because he either needs to leave from the ground or he needs to leave from really low on the wall. When you see him drive up the wall, he leaves about as early as he feels like he can, but even then, his momentum takes him far too high to challenge that dribble. So he either has to come up from it completely on the ground or basically right on the corner of the wall where it just eats your jump. It's not really a good position to jump from. So if Nwpo had that in mind, he is a genius for perfectly angling that dribble to force that tough decision from Kiileerrz. This time Nwpo cannot clear this far enough away from the net. So Kiileerrz will tie it right back up. Nwpo, kickoff win, just launches a pretty soft shot at net, and I thought it was a big mistake, and I figured he would turn around and leave, hang his head, and say, whoops, I'll just give this possession to Kiileerrz and try again the next time. But no, he just dives to try and dunk whatever save Kiileerrz gets, and it almost worked, though it did hit off the back wall. So possession for Kiileerrz now. What a fake! Nwpo trying to pre-read it, and look, he's back! He's back in time, despite making what was a crazy read that Kiileerrz was going to chip it up the corner. It should be a death sentence to fly past the ball onto the back wall of your opponent when they have a dribble, and yet somehow Nwpo made it right back into the play. That being said, he is eventually going to get scored on here. Kiileerrz has been able to hold on to possession for an extended time near this side wall. And now, up 3-2. Nwpo, another kickoff win. I haven't been paying super close attention, but it does seem like the past few he has gotten the first possession. He was going for the musty double, and he doesn't connect. And since he didn't get crossbar down either, it's going to be a free goal the other way. 4-2. Nwpo's not one to back down. I don't think Kiileerrz is either. I think if he gets an opportunity in the air, he's going to be making the same kind of attempted plays. I think we're all going to be really excited to see both these players next season in the RLCS. Oh, Nwpo has had a ton of almosts. Kiileerrz able to force this one off the post. And nice physical play. The missed shots. Nwpo could have gone for a soft touch as well. I think if he had touched it light and then gotten one more, he would have had the time. He didn't need to get the immediate shot. But Nwpo seemed to think he did, and he ends up shooting wide. Kiileerrz wave dashing around the play. The final shot is weak, but he does cover the counterattack. And Nwpo, I mean, never mind. Let me take that back. He doesn't cover the counterattack. He had this ball rolling deep into the corner, so there was a chance he got the save. Just a great cut. Kiileerrz at high speed is going to have a really tough time getting up to that ball because he is so recently returning to net at supersonic and using his boost to do so. It's really hard to reposition and get ready to make a save high, so he has to basically throw on the brakes and then try to get back up to speed to challenge Nwpo. And he's not going to be able to do that. It almost would be better for Kiileerrz to have arrived later in a position where he can use his supersonic speed directly into the save. You know, double jump into it instead of having to hit the brakes, stop, and then get back up in the air. But still with the lead with 40 seconds left to go. Nwpo, a great catch. Smooth as he tries to sneak it in the top left corner. Kiileerrz is able to cover it. How long can he fend off Nwpo? Take it from the skies. Kiileerrz faking the save high, maybe bringing Nwpo down to the ground, and then able to get the save off the backboard. 22 seconds left to go. Need a safe attack from Kiileerrz, no matter what it is. Better not go all in, and this was not a bad decision. A flick that was going to force Nwpo to make a save that brings him into the net, but oh no! He tried to pre-jump this play, and he left the net wide open. Very aggressive defense from Kiileerrz. He did not want to let Nwpo get to his position in the air. That ended up being a big mistake. We didn't watch from Nwpo's perspective, but I imagine he just pulls off the ball as soon as he sees Kiileerrz jumping. So if he does get that touch, he'll be slamming it right into the challenge. But if he pulls off, it falls underneath and gives him his opportunity to potentially win the game. This ball is still in the air. It's going to be an easy shot, I think. Oh, no! Nwpo let it hit the ground. He throws it. This is Rocket League. I think that was an easy one for him. You know, he's looking like maybe me out there. I might not be able to keep the ball in the air, but certainly Nwpo should have been able to with that shot. Now, overtime in game number 2. A really crucial overtime for Kiileerrz. Might be letting this game get stolen from him for a 2-0 lead that's going to be hard to come back from. Or he could tie up the series, and it looks like, oh, this is close. Kiileerrz going to get the save. He's actually going to go far post. I thought maybe he was going to swing around and get what felt like the easier save to push it into that corner that him and Nwpo were headed to, but no. He sends it across the field, and now trying to decide if he can stay near the ball with 0 boost. He elects to go all the way back to net. Nwpo in the air. Late touch! Oh my goodness, what a save from Kiileerrz. Nwpo pre-flips to the other side of the ball in order to push it behind Kiileerrz despite threatening the far post shot. And somehow, Kiileerrz is able to cover it. Oh, Kiileerrz didn't steal that midfield boost. That is actually going to be a big miss. So if he was able to grab that, it would have cost Nwpo all he had just to catch back up to the play. Now he has tons left over to work with as he stays ultra aggressive in Kiileerrz' half. Nwpo back to the midfield. The dribble. Kiileerrz falling from the ceiling, able to cover it. Kiileerrz has been playing a ton of ceiling defense every time Nwpo takes it to the skies. What a great catch from Nwpo, though. He's threatening big time here. Kiileerrz able to cover the fake and might even have the counter. Couldn't get the powerful shot he wanted. He was able to lob it a little bit higher more than he did send it across the field. But what a great defensive display from Kiileerrz. His brother known to be as great on defense as well, but both of them doing it in completely different fashion. Kiileerrz moving around the pitch like crazy. Roas usually more shadowed and reserved in net when he makes these saves. Nwpo takes to the skies again. Kiileerrz has the perfect read. In fact, it's so good that he's going to win the game. Nwpo trying to take a shot from far too away from the net. Ultimately, he needs to make that kind of outplay either with Kiileerrz underneath him or, you know, much closer to the net where there isn't that much separation and not much time for Kiileerrz to get the read. But still, amazing defense from Kiileerrz. I think the credit goes to him. Tons of other players are not getting the save in that situation. Game number 3. Nwpo and Kiileerrz. Towards the end of that last game, when we were in the lobby there at the end, Nwpo was back to his more regular ping, I would say, about 100. Somewhere in the 100 and single digits. 100 to like 105. That's what I feel like I normally see him, which is not great. Still the worst of the Middle East players in a EU server. Usually, the Middle East players get probably 90 to 100. But he doesn't seem to be worried about it as we head to game number 3. Nwpo, a challenge at the midfield, and an open net to strike on to take the early lead. Another kickoff win for Nwpo. Electing to stay on the ball instead of take the midfield boost, which ends up being a great idea. He just taps the ball to the back wall and steals Kiileerrz' back corner. So now, not only... Actually, Kiileerrz had a ton. I was going to say, now not only does he have possession, but he also should have Kiileerrz low. And actually, the reason why Kiileerrz had a ton is because he took a lap around all the boosts there. And that might have put him out of position for a save. We've seen this a few times now. The balance between making sure you have enough boost to make the defensive play you need to, and making sure you're in the correct position, not taking yourself out of the right spot in order to rotate over the pads. Nwpo, the musty, to try and slot it in the top right. Unable to connect. Will Nwpo go the whole field? He is one of the few players who have no trouble doing so. He's going to get the reset over the top. No, Kiileerrz makes the save. And he throws out a what a save. Kiileerrz. Decent challenge here. Might be able to get the angle, but no. Nwpo, the fastest player in the game right now, finds a way to recover with ease. Kiileerrz flick. There's his first. Nwpo, after such aggressive play, finally runs out of boost, decides not to turn in challenge. He actually looked like he thought about turning to challenge right there. You see for a second his wheels turned towards Kiileerrz, which doesn't really make a ton of sense because there's no way he's going to be able to turn around that quickly in that direction. The end result is him being out of position. We are definitely watching Rawas right now. No, this is Kiileerrz. I feel like you could just tell that his playstyle is different. Everybody always wants to make those jokes, but I really feel like it's pretty clear how differently they play. Nwpo trying to drop the ball right in front of the net. A slow shot. Like this 50. This is going to get him a goal. He has had these great challenges in the midfield. Nwpo, the thing is, when they don't work out for him, his recoveries are so good that he's never punished for it. Kiileerrz was also really far on the side of the ball. I mean, that's a tough way to win, especially with zero boost. You need to protect the ball almost as if you're playing defense. As soon as you get out of boost while carrying a dribble, and Kiileerrz was not. He was trying to make an outplay, trying to get on the side of the ball, push it past Nwpo. That's just a big risk. Probably not worth taking, especially not in this position of the game where he's got tons of time to make moves. Wow, Nwpo, the reset through the air to continue the dribble. And the 50 on the goal line. Kiileerrz, credit to him. He's done a great job of stopping these shots all series long, but this one, he's not going to be able to. Too much strength from the flying Middle Eastern player as he powers it through. Nwpo, wall to air dribble again. Right off the kickoff. Kiileerrz, I love these early challenges. He has been able to break up a ton of the plays, just coming immediately off the ceiling and never doubting himself for a second. He's also done a good job on occasion faking from the ceiling when it makes sense and not just always taking it from the skies in order to keep Nwpo guessing. This is a great outplay, and I don't really think it's a mistake, even though he pushes it past the net. He wants to try and keep possession because he knew Nwpo would be getting a save and maybe ending his possession if he just took it straight to net. The problem is, though, that Nwpo recovers, demos him, and gets his 5th goal anyways. So even though I don't think it was the wrong decision, it's not going to work out against a player that is just absolutely next level. Kiileerrz flipping to the corner there to grab boost, I think, is just accepting the fact that he's not getting back for that one. Certainly, the better option is to just rush towards the goal if you really think you can get there. Great kickoff win. Little last-second adjustment by Kiileerrz to push to the left side of the ball and hit it right. I wonder if that's something that he's read based on what Nwpo's been doing. Seems like both of them go diagonally into the ball on this diagonal kickoff. There are basically two ways that people play those. Whether you want to try and get to the midfield, go goal side, or just speed and catch the person off guard by going directly into the ball, which gives you a pretty diagonal angle into it. Nice dribble from Kiileerrz. A really good save, by the way, to get up and force Nwpo to shoot that faster than he wanted to. I'm not even sure if he got a touch on the ball, but he made that go high. And then his dribble into the 50 on the goal line. You see a ton of these plays made right outside the 18-yard box. But really, everything they're doing beforehand is so crucial to it. I mean, if you aren't taking these air dribbles and faking everything all along the way. Oh, wait, Nwpo. No way he's going to find a way to score this. Yeah, if he had got the power somehow, I would have been absolutely blown away. But Kiileerrz does get the save. Within 2 with a minute left to go. And a nice outplay. He beat Nwpo to the ball. And Nwpo got a little bit greedy. Was he low on boost? He had 12. And maybe felt like he needed a path over that extra pad before going up. That was enough for Kiileerrz to dust him. 57 seconds and a free goal for Nwpo. Let's see. What do we do on this diagonal kickoff? Kiileerrz tried to go slightly goal side and then flipped right. I have a hard time imagining him getting away with that and winning kickoffs with that kind of flip. Just seems like he's putting himself on the right side of the ball and then flipping right. Unless you just absolutely destroy the other person to the ball, the ball's probably not going to end up going right. And it definitely plays right into Nwpo's hand, who's been going straight diagonal. And is likely going to win that race. Now Nwpo to the skies with 30 seconds. His reset is stopped on the goal line, and if Kiileerrz had 100 in the tank, then he holds on to boost and he makes it back out to midfield before Nwpo, but he doesn't. So Nwpo keeps the possession. Another air dribble starting all the way from the back corner. Tried to protect the ball after the reset. Didn't work, and Kiileerrz going to have his open net. Wait, did he miss it? He did. Oh, my goodness. That is the end of this game number 3. Kiileerrz needed to hit that, and then he had one more opportunity on the kickoff, but he missed it just barely wide. So Nwpo will win game number 3. Kiileerrz will slap this one to the ground as we head to game 4. Game number 4. Kiileerrz is able to have an otherworldly defensive stand in game 2 in order to hold off Nwpo. Will he be able to do it again? Seems like he's going to have to hold Nwpo under 4 goals, I think, or 4 is what he got in the loss. I want to say it went to overtime, right? And Kiileerrz won 5-4. I think in any game where either one of them are getting, past 6-7 goals, it's probably going to favor Nwpo. I think Kiileerrz wants a more controlled game, more defensive game. One where he's able to punish every once in a while when Nwpo is unable to execute on offense. Kiileerrz, another kickoff win. Tried to get a soft touch to slot it up in the top right. Another quick pace to the ball. And he didn't want to go for the quick shot. It seemed like maybe the power shot was there on the tight angle. But it wasn't going to be easy, and it was also going to leave him with 0 boost, and Nwpo was going to be coming in for a save at speed. So there's a good chance that the counter would have been really easy for Nwpo had he did cover the angle. Like I said, Kiileerrz, maybe recognizing that a slower paced game with less scoring is in his favor. He's going to save this one high and might have the long shot. I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay, he did. All right, I was like, is Nwpo going to cover this? Nwpo seemed like he was making a big mistake stealing this boost from this position. And I thought, he's proved me wrong a ton of times before with his speed and recoveries. But this time, he's not going to prove me wrong. It was a mistake. Kiileerrz able to boom the long shot near the right side of the net, too. A very wise touch, knowing Nwpo is recovering from the left. Nwpo getting high on the ball with this touch, I think leads to a very easy defensive play from Kiileerrz. You really have to be kind of carrying the ball from underneath it to threaten anything that's going to scare a defender. If you try and catch the ball and you end up being right around the center mass, all you can really do is push the ball further down. It makes the read really, really easy. And now, Kiileerrz, that is not an easy read off of a great shot from Nwpo. He's using these resets to try and help protect the ball, but Kiileerrz is finding his way around it. Just couldn't quite counter. Now from the midfield, Kiileerrz off the ground, doubling it with the ground as he steals it away to go up 3-0. Nwpo with 18. Wanted to stick with the ball so bad. You see him getting that one single wall dash, maybe dreaming of a world where he could wall dash to the ball and challenge it, but recognizing too late that he didn't stand a chance. Kiileerrz going to grab a 3rd goal. Nwpo's offense completely stuffed out here in the first 2 minutes. Nwpo getting to his spot again. Kiileerrz threatening to save high and then actually taking it, but waiting until the right moment in order to challenge Nwpo and take away the ball. Is he going to be able to steal this corner boost? He is. I say steal. It's his own boost. Nwpo is the one trying to starve him out. He's done it again. Nwpo forced out of this half, except he's not leaving. I think he might have been able to reset on 100 at the midfield. So he's going to turn right back to the ball like he's always known to do. Long shot for him. Once again, trying to maybe surprise Kiileerrz in case Kiileerrz was going to turn upfield towards him instead of back towards the net. But Kiileerrz does cover it. Nwpo maybe had a bit of an open net that he just slammed off the crossbar. If Kiileerrz is able to hold Nwpo to no goals, that would be truly one of the most impressive feats on the stream. But there is tons of time left. He's held him to 0 for 3 minutes, though. Nwpo trying to chase Kiileerrz down. Not able to contact him and used all his boost to do so. So it will be a booming shot and a 4th goal. Great evasion. Nwpo needed that touch after he didn't connect on the demo. He needed to push that ball back to the side wall to take away the angle for the shot, and he did not. But Nwpo, once again, to his favorite spot, and this time off the kickoff. Kiileerrz is going to come for the ceiling, except he faked it from the ceiling, and he got Nwpo to think about it. He didn't come off the back wall. He ended up turning and staying on the back wall, but Nwpo had already made the adjustment to stop Kiileerrz' early challenge, and then it made for a really easy takeaway as Kiileerrz just comes to scoop up his 5th goal. A minute 30 left to go. A wave dash 50 from Kiileerrz is going to be a 6th goal. Oh my goodness. I said that if Kiileerrz was scoring this much, it'd probably not be a good sign for the game, because I thought both these players would be scoring like crazy. But no. Kiileerrz has been able to control kickoffs and completely stop Nwpo in the midfield. And it's a 6-0 game right now. Kiileerrz in net, working off pads, but he's going to get right to the ball and intercept it before Nwpo can grab a possession. But it's probably going to be another one for Nwpo as the ball rests on the blue half. And both these players need to reset for 100. Nwpo, mistake though, on the dribble. Is it going to work out? It baited Kiileerrz really close to the play. Nwpo can't pop the flick over the top of him. 27 in the tank for Kiileerrz. Nwpo takes to the skies. His reset intercepted off the inside of the net. In fact, it should be a 7th goal. Kiileerrz is not going to take it. He's just going to waste time. Is this a shutout? Is this a shutout of Nwpo? That is unbelievable. In fact, he might give up the goal now that they both have basically decided this game is over. But I want to see Kiileerrz try and keep a completely clean slate against Nwpo. "24 seconds. Not the best of touches from Kiileerrz. Nwpo has his shot saved away. Bounce dribble for Kiileerrz in the final moments. Will Nwpo find a way to get a goal? Or will it be a 6-0? Or maybe even a 7-0? Looks like it's hitting the ground. Wow. Not a single goal for Nwpo in game number 4. As we head to game 5. You have to think Kiileerrz has the momentum with him, but you never know when that clock resets. Look, it even got to green ping. Look, hey, Nwpo's ping is improving here on the server. Nwpo is going to be in the Octane for the final game. I think when we first saw him on stream, he did play majority Octane, but he has played the first 4 games against Kiileerrz here in the Fennec. Kiileerrz will stay in the same Fennec he had before, and he will stay scoring against Nwpo. The first goal right away as Nwpo makes a mistake that he can't recover from. Not a ton of those. He's throwing it. This is Rocket League. Maybe he feels like had he not feels backflipped, could have touched that to save it away. Nwpo almost able to get a quick kickoff goal, but Kiileerrz just barely saving it off the post. I feel like you can almost see the frustration in Nwpo with these demo attempts. He just wants Kiileerrz off the field. He's got to get this brick wall out of the way of the net. And this reset is not going to work. And not only that, it's going to cost him all his boost. And Kiileerrz will slam it in for the 2-0 lead. This is an 8 straight goals for Kiileerrz while keeping Nwpo scoreless. Make it 9. 9 straight. I don't know if he scored last in the game that he lost. There's a chance he did, but from game 4 to now, it is a 9-0 run for Kiileerrz. Kiileerrz going to win the race to the boost and win the race to the goal. 10-0 run. Nwpo's got to shake this off. He's really G2ing this. Oh, no. Oh, they're just catching strays even in 1v1 games. Kiileerrz, the save. The incredible, unstoppable, emphatic offense of Nwpo all of a sudden has looked completely lost as Kiileerrz has just shut down the orange half and racked up goal after goal. It took him 5 minutes to get 6 goals in the previous game. It's only taken him 1 minute to go up 5-0 in this one. Maybe 6-0 if he got a crazy angle on this. But he doesn't quite find it. Kiileerrz with space. Nwpo. You're going to see him doing this crazy kind of movement. And I don't really blame it. You know, it might be what you think is Nwpo tilting. And it probably is a little bit. But I think when players do this, there's been a ton of different times where they just start, you know, acting like a madman on the field. Something randomly works, and then that's the spark for them to start working their way back in. Because obviously everything that Nwpo's been trying to do normally isn't working. So you might as well just start doing things you think are dumb. And maybe you might just find your way into this game. Kiileerrz is going to let Nwpo score after 12 in a row. 12 straight for Kiileerrz. He finally can't get the save. And is this the comeback that the Nwpo fans want to see? He's going to fake this diagonal kickoff. Kiileerrz gets the read and gets the goal. 7-1. Kiileerrz just one step ahead in every one of these scenarios. I think somebody... I don't know what happens there. I think someone has to leave a team in order for for that to switch. Which means, hey, Feer, skip this replay. They're trying to tell me. Nwpo. Air dribble challenged early from Kiileerrz. Will he be able to get a reset the other way? Far post save. Can Nwpo counter? Trying to use the wall dashes to enable the speed without costing him any boost. Either way, he's going to reset for 100 at the midfield. Strong shot. I think he was hoping for a little bit more height on that ground pinch shot. Either way, should be able to stay alive. So it was strong enough to keep Kiileerrz from having a free counter now. Great patience on the goal line. Nwpo collecting the dribble, going for the low 50. Couldn't cover the ball. Save goes to the corner, so he should have time to recover. Kiileerrz ceiling reset into the musty, into the carry. Wait, the reset again. Not able to finish it off. 7-1. Kiileerrz looking to style now, but Nwpo gets a free goal, and sometimes that can be the spark. We're looking at any possible way to get a spark back for Nwpo. Sometimes being crazy, sometimes your opponent relaxes a little bit, lets you have a free one, and you work from there. Kiileerrz, goal line save. With both these players at low boost, Nwpo able to steal the back corners. Kiileerrz swinging all the way out to the opposite corner. Should leave that close portion of the net for Nwpo open, but he doesn't believe he can get it there in time. Elects to instead either fake or 50. Right now, Kiileerrz has just covered absolutely everything. Nwpo air dribble. Will he go for air dribble bump? Seems like a good position to do so, and he does. 7-3. Minute 43 left to go. With this much time, there is really an eternity in ones. It's not until you get very, very late in the game does a deficit like this really matter. Nwpo absolutely make it back. Trying to go for the quick shot. I think he didn't find it. Hits the post, it goes wide, and he can't follow it up. Things just are not bouncing his way right now. Not able to steal his corner boost, but I don't think he's going to get off the ball. He has it falling right in front of him. Great placement. That top left corner was open, and that was the only thing that was open. With Kiileerrz sitting in net 100 boosts, but he puts it there perfectly. Kiileerrz electing to cover, a little bit more of that top right corner because you'll see defenders creep out sometimes in those spots and end up leaving the near posts open. He decided to test him and see if he could put it all the way to the other corner, which he did. And now kickoff goal 5-7. Nwpo right back into this. The offense is there like it hasn't been for a while. In fact, what was it, a 6-0? So it's a 5-1 run. The momentum has heavily switched back to Nwpo. In fact, make it a 6-1 run. Minute 14 left to go. The kickoffs have fallen apart for Kiileerrz. Kiileerrz finally getting a first possession, one that he hasn't gotten in a while, but Nwpo able to flip to the corner, get the demo, as well as protect the boost. I don't know if he's doing it intentionally, but the way he moves towards the corner kind of covers all the angles for Kiileerrz to make his way out there as well. So at best, Kiileerrz is just going to be able to bump Nwpo and just send him quicker into the net, into the to the boost, and then Nwpo is able to counter the ball into the net. 7-7 with a minute left to go. I wonder if there are any doubters out there who had given up on Nwpo. He is right back in it. The reset. The slow bounce, and he finally finds a way past Kiileerrz. In these positions, he's tried so many times to get past, and he just couldn't. Kiileerrz had absolutely everything covered, but what he forgot is maybe if he just does nothing at all and lets the ball bounce in, that could be the way past. 8-7. Kiileerrz, crucial kickoff for him. The wheel's been coming off a little bit. He should be able to cover this, but it's not going to be easy. Below 50. Sends the ball to the corner. Not able to get his own boost. You see him pathing over pads right now to give himself a chance at making a save. Nwpo, the double reset. Doesn't work. 18 boosts. The long shot is off the back wall. Will he go all in for it? He needs to, and he does. 8-8. I thought Nwpo was maybe a little bit closer to this than he was. It felt like it was going to be a risky all in. Oh, boy. Maybe it's because what was Nwpo doing going to the sidewall? I feel like if he just rushes a little bit quicker back to net, then he gets in a position where he can maybe pressure Kiileerrz more. 30 seconds left to go. The next goal could be the last by either one of these guys. Kiileerrz deciding not to go up the wall. Seemed like an obvious wall to air dribble. Decides to cut in field, and that actually plays into Nwpo's early challenge perfectly. But he loses possession. Kiileerrz bounce dribble, one of the first we've seen all game. He's going to try and cut. Nwpo's able to cover it. He pre-jumps, but doesn't leave the net open. The best pre-jumper defensively in the game finds a way not to get exposed, and on 0 seconds, can Kiileerrz end the game? Nwpo up high. He can't get the save. He didn't have any boost. He was trying to cover the high positions of the net, so he rolled up the side wall, and you see him just barely falling off the crossbar as Kiileerrz able to flick it in on 0 seconds. GG's. What a series. Kiileerrz able to hold off the regain from Nwpo and take it in 5.